Do you get your annual physical? Maybe every other year? Now what if I told you that those very checkups, the ones we've come to see as necessary, might actually be doing more harm than good? I know. That sounds completely backward, right? But for many people over 70, it's not only true, it's life-changing. Because after a certain age, the tests that once protected you may now bring unnecessary stress, dangerous treatments, and wasted money. They can chip away at your peace of mind and your quality of life. A major study, think of it like the Mayo Clinic of the West, found that 68% of adults over 70 were getting medical tests that they didn't need. Not just unhelpful, but potentially harmful. Misdiagnoses. Unnecessary procedures. Medications you don't need. Here's the shocking truth. Some screenings that help 40-year-olds actually hurt older adults. Why? Because the healthcare system still clings to a more is better approach, even when more means more risk, more cost, and more fear. But here's the good news. You're about to learn which medical tests are truly essential after 70. And which ones you can confidently walk away from. We'll talk about how to protect your time, your savings, and your emotional well-being, so you can focus on what actually makes life better: movement, joy, energy, connection. Welcome to Desert Willow Wisdom, a space where we rethink aging with clarity, courage, and compassion. Before we go any further, if you find value in this conversation, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a comment below. Let us know what you've experienced, what you've questioned, what you've learned. Share this video with someone you care about, your spouse, a sibling, a friend in their 70s. It could change the way they see their health and their future. And don't forget to check out the rest of our videos. We've got stories that will uplift you, challenge you, and help you feel strong again, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Now let's get back to the story. Just last weekend, I took my dad, he's 83, for his routine checkup. They ran some blood work, and a few numbers came back slightly out of range. So the doctor recommended a new round of tests. But as the doctor explained them, I started wondering. Were these really necessary for someone in their 80s? I asked, as gently as I could. Doctor, do we really need to do all these? He paused and said quietly. Honestly, the effectiveness of many tests changes with age. We have to be selective. That moment stuck with me. How many of us just say yes to every test, because we've been trained to think more testing equals more protection? How many times have we gone through painful procedures, taken medications with side effects, or lost sleep over a number that might not even matter? Once you hit 70, the game changes. Our bodies aren't following the same rules as they did at 40 or 50, but the healthcare system still treats us like they are normal numbers for a 40-year-old. They might not apply to someone at 80. But we're still held to that same measuring stick. And that's where the real danger begins. Let me tell you about Hank Miller, a good friend of mine. He's 76. Healthy, active, a guy who takes care of himself. But during a full-body screening, they found a small nodule on his lung. He spent the next 6 months in fear. Repeat scans. More doctors. Sleepless nights. He told me, every day, I thought it might be cancer. Every day, I thought I was dying. 6 months later, the final result? Nothing. Just a harmless spot. No illness. No treatment. But the emotional toll? Devastating. He told me. That test didn't save my life. It stole half a year of it. This is what we mean by overtesting. The damage isn't always physical. It's the stress, the fear, the weight on your mind. And when the mind suffers, the body often follows. Let's continue with the 5 medical tests that truly matter after the age of 70, Tests that don't just look for disease, but actually help you live better, longer, and more comfortably. The second important test is for diabetes. Diabetes, if left undiagnosed, can quietly damage your heart, kidneys, eyes, and nerves. But here's the thing, if caught early, it can often be managed without medication at all. Take my neighbor, Mr. Smith. He was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes at age 75. Instead of starting pills right away, he committed to walking 30 minutes every morning. Within a year, his blood sugar returned to normal, without medication. And what he told me stuck with me. Since I started walking, I sleep better. I feel better. Honestly, diabetes gave me a reason to turn my life around. Now that's a powerful shift, from fear to empowerment. The third test is a bone density scan, especially important for women post-menopause. After age 65, bones become more fragile. A small fall can lead to a big fracture. And in older adults, a broken hip or spine can mean months in bed, or worse. My mother was diagnosed with osteoporosis at 67. She started taking calcium and vitamin D every day, and now, at 78, she still walks upright, climbs stairs with ease, and even carries groceries up the driveway. Her consistency became her strength. Literally. The fourth is a combination of hearing and vision tests. Now, it's normal for eyesight and hearing to fade with age. But when we ignore those changes, it creates isolation, depression, and even cognitive decline. My uncle is the perfect example. His hearing had faded, but he kept brushing it off. "I'm fine," he'd say. "I can still hear most things, it's just annoying." But he started withdrawing from conversations. He stopped joking around. His face changed. His mood shifted. Eventually, he agreed to try a hearing aid. The difference was like night and day. He smiled more. Talked more. Came back to life, piece by piece. "It's like I came out of a fog," he said. The fifth is a depression screening test. This one often gets overlooked. We think sadness is just a natural part of aging. But it's not. After my father passed away, my mother, who'd always been strong, became restless. She couldn't sleep. She lost interest in everything. At first, we chalked it up to grief. To getting older. But then we had her screened, and yes, it was depression. With some support and counseling, the light came back into her eyes. "I thought I was just old," she told me. But after treatment, the world felt colorful again. These 5 tests, blood pressure, diabetes, bone density, hearing/vision, and depression screening, aren't just about catching illness. They're about improving the second half of life. They're tools for building strength, resilience, and joy. Now, do you need every test out there? Absolutely not. Healthcare after 70 should never be one size fits all. What you need is a personalized plan, based on your health history, lifestyle, and risk factors. I remember something Mr. Johnson told me when he was 78. "My parents both died of heart disease, so I still get regular heart tests. But I stopped doing cancer screenings that don't apply to me. I know what my body can handle." That's wisdom. Not fear-based. Not checklist-based. Just thoughtful, smart decisions. Family history matters too. If your parents or siblings had a particular condition, say, colon cancer, then that's the area where it makes sense to focus your testing. In my case, I have a family history of colon cancer, so I still get regular colonoscopies. But I sat down with my doctor and made informed decisions about the rest. Getting every test isn't smarter. Targeting your efforts is. Lifestyle also plays a huge role. If you've smoked for years, lung exams are smart. If you've spent your life working outdoors in the sun, think about a skin cancer screening. My father was a carpenter for 40 years, breathing in dust and wood shavings. Even though he's retired now, he still gets lung checks. Because the body doesn't forget. And don't overlook the medications you're already taking. Some meds strain the liver or kidneys, so regular monitoring is crucial. My aunt's been on arthritis medication for years, and she gets liver tests every 6 months. Like clockwork. Taking the pills is just half of it, she told me. You've got to know what they're doing inside your body. That brings me to something even more important than any test. Being prepared for your doctor's visit. Whenever I take my parents to the hospital, I bring a short list of questions. Is this test truly necessary? What are the risks of the test? Will the result change the treatment plan? What are the risks if we skip this test? Just having those questions ready removes so much fear. It puts the decision back in our hands. I also keep a health notebook for my parents. Every result. Every medicine. Every test. Every question. It's all written down so nothing gets lost in memory or confusion. It's simple, but powerful, especially when you're managing multiple appointments, prescriptions, and decisions. Now, let's talk about something even more powerful than any of these tests. Daily life. Habits. Movement. Believe it or not, studies show that after 70, everyday routines, what you eat, how you move, how you sleep, have a bigger impact on quality of life than checkups. Every night, like clockwork, my mother drinks a glass of warm milk around 8 p.m., does a little gentle stretching, and then drifts off to sleep with soft music playing in the background. I'm so grateful I can sleep without medicine at this age. My evening routine is better than any pill. That quiet gratitude comes from someone who once battled insomnia night after night. And now? Peace. But sleep is only one piece of the puzzle. We humans are social creatures. You can take all the right medications, eat all the right foods, and still feel unwell if you're lonely. In fact, studies have shown that social isolation is as harmful to your health as smoking. That's why I was so happy when my mom joined the local choir at 77. At first, she was nervous. "I'm too old to sing," she said. But within a few weeks, something changed. She was smiling more. Laughing more. She had stories to tell. "Singing makes me feel young again," she told me. "It's fun to laugh when we mess up. And it's even better to learn together." In that joy, I saw her youth return, not in years, but in spirit. Looking back, one thing becomes crystal clear. Health after 70 isn't just about avoiding disease. It's about living with balance, physically, mentally, socially. Take the wellness program I saw at a local retirement home. Every morning, residents write down 4 things in a simple journal. Their mood. Their energy level. Their pain level. And how well they slept. Just that one daily practice made them more aware of their health and helped catch issues early. I introduced the same habit to my parents. At first, my father rolled his eyes. What am I, back in school? But a few weeks later, he was the one reaching for the pen first. Turns out, the days I didn't sleep well were the days I had coffee late. Now I get it. That small act of paying attention gave him more control over his health than any test ever had. I've come to realize something powerful. Our bodies whisper before they scream. The small signs, a skipped step, a restless night, a shaky hand, these are messages. And if we pause, observe, and adjust, we don't just survive. We thrive. Now let's talk about something we often overlook, stress. In this fast, complicated world, stress isn't just an inconvenience. It can raise your blood pressure, disrupt your sleep, weaken your immune system. One of my friends started meditating at age 76. At first, he couldn't sit still for 5 minutes. "All I could think about were my bills and my back pain," he said. But after a few weeks, he was meditating 20 minutes every day. When my mind calms down, my body follows. Even my blood pressure has improved. Let's not forget prevention-focused health either. No matter how healthy you feel, risks can sneak in quietly. That's why we added non-slip mats in the bathroom, sturdy handrails, and softer lighting for my parents' home. Simple changes. But they've already prevented more than one fall. We also make sure they're up to date on flu, pneumonia, and shingles vaccines, and we never skip dental care, because gum disease can lead to serious health issues later on. It's not about fear. It's about peace of mind. But perhaps the greatest health tip I've ever heard is this. Have a reason to get up in the morning. Purpose. My mom found hers at 73 when she began volunteering at the local elementary school, reading books to kids. When the kids laugh or ask questions, I feel alive. I feel needed. That sense of purpose, of being valued. That's more potent than any vitamin. Maybe that's the true secret to longevity. So what's the lesson in all of this? It's not that health checkups are bad, it's that their purpose changes as we age. When we're young, it's about early detection, quick treatment. But in the second half of life, the question becomes, what kind of life do I want to live, now, today, in this moment? Let me tell you a story. My friend Mr. Peterson was 88 when a test showed something unusual in his colon. The doctors recommended surgery. But he paused. I don't want to spend my remaining time recovering in a hospital bed. I'd rather enjoy what I have, right now. So instead of surgery, he focused on managing symptoms. He spent time with his grandchildren. Took that dream trip to Seattle. He lived 2 more beautiful years, and passed peacefully, on his terms. That was his definition of health. And it taught me something I'll never forget. Health isn't about living forever. It's about having the strength to do what you love. To be with who you love. To greet each day with dignity, energy, and joy. My mother said it best. To me, health means holding my grandchild, tending to my garden, and laughing with a friend over coffee. Isn't that what we all want? I truly hope that today's story has given you a fresh way to think about your health, not just as something to protect, but something to live through. Let's not waste energy on what doesn't serve us. Let's invest it in what truly matters: movement, meaning, connection, joy. Thank you for being here. And if this story touched you, please share it with someone you love. Leave us a comment, like the video, and subscribe for more stories that honor your wisdom, your journey, and your strength. Until next time, stay well, stay connected, and stay you.